that drug, that ZMapp drug, was given to those American doctors afflicted with that Ebola virus, and it cured them. And that drug study, that drug experiment was based out of UCSD. So I remember at that same time there was a news feature, an actual like live news featuring one of those scientists that was involved in that experimental study, and she on that news interview, she had said that the funding for that drug had been stopped, and it had surprised me why funding on a drug that supposedly cured a very, very scary and dangerous virus had stopped. And what happened is the U.S. funding towards that experimental drug project, Ebola drug project, it stopped. But what I found out later from reading articles is that the defense branch of the military, specifically the chemical, biological, warfare department of the U.S. military, they took over funding for that drug, and that's interesting. And it does make sense that the military would take over that because we experienced this. We experienced the full horror of what biological warfare it could be with the coronavirus, and it's just even scarier thinking that thinking or imagining the threat of the Ebola virus and the United States biological defense, that part of the military, the U.S. military. It's nice to know that they have a hand on the drug that could cure that very scary virus. And that drug back in 2014, that drug that was based out of a pharmaceutical experiment. I think it was based on the drug that UCSD pharmaceutical experiment came up with back in 2013, 2014, and that cured those American doctors affected with that Ebola virus, was called ZMapp, ZMAPP. But since that time, there are numerous other Ebola virus drugs that have been found or discovered, and there are various ones. Each one is a variant that can deal with like between children and adults and people with cardiac. And there's the type that can be safely administered to people with cardiac conditions. So that's pretty interesting considering what we just experienced with the coronavirus, and that's kind of a little comforting to know that there are drugs out there in regards to that Ebola virus. So I'm about to close up on my up close and personal, but before I leave, I wanted to share this recent purchase of mine on Amazon, and this is a cupping set. And I first came across cupping when I worked for TJ Maxx, and we had some like manual cupping sets available in the fitness area of TJ Maxx, and that's when I was first exposed to it. But I've heard of cupping. I also have a couple of girlfriends that have applied fire cupping into their lives. So I am going to do a video or either a vlog, up close and personal vlog on cupping, or a short on this. And I did get this from Amazon, and this set was, I think, $25. So another thing that I wanted to share in a future video is an apartment rental tour. I rent a one-bedroom apartment, and I am going to do a little update or change in my living room setup. So I will do a before and an after video, either a vlog or a up close and personal vlog in regards to that, or a short. And so that's coming up in one of my future up close and personals. And before I leave, in regards to that YUKA app, I did want to share this product. I've been using this. I apply it once a week. I leave it on for an hour before I shower while I'm doing my gua sha routine and having my coffee. And this got excellent ratings on that YUKA app, and it's the Mielle hair oil. Thank you for taking time out today to join me in this up close and personal vlog. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.